Hey, today we're going to go over a brand new Major Order together. We have a new response from Arrowhead about the current state of Helldivers 2 and how they're going to reveal some brand new information tomorrow about the next update. And not only that, there's so much more to discuss. If you've enjoyed my content before, consider giving this video a thumbs up and tapping the hype button. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's start the video off by talking about Arrowhead's recent announcement on the official Helldivers Discord. It mainly has to do with the fact that we didn't receive a new update today, or a new patch, right? And that disappointed a lot of players, rightfully so. However, we have some great news regarding this. In a recent announcement, Community Manager Baskinator pinged pretty much everyone in the official Discord by saying, "We know some of you were expecting a patch today, but it is still cooking. We will update you with more information tomorrow." Well, that's interesting. It looks like we might hear something about the next patch tomorrow. Fingers crossed they drop a solid release date too. It'd be awesome if they gave us a preview of what they've accomplished so far instead of just unleashing, the patch blind. Give us a peek at what's coming, like balance tweaks, performance, fixes for major bugs, or confirmation that Helldivers 2 is finally brick free, because you all know about, different topics going around about that, how essentially Helldivers 2 has been breaking a lot of PCs, I guess. I personally haven't experienced it, but regardless, real transparency like that from Arrowhead would be incredible. We're now going to discuss the new Major Order. I know a lot of you out there couldn't care less about a Major Order and would rather hear news about the future of Helldivers 2 and what's to come in terms of performance fixes, bug fixes, balance, and so on, right? I completely understand that. In fact, we'll go over that soon tomorrow. Anyway, the new Major Order can be seen here. We have to liberate 2 planets while also holding on to Hellmire. This brand new Major Order will last for a total of 3 days, which means we're coming up very close to Liberty Day too, by the way. Also, I suspect they'll do the same thing they did last year and hand out a new Major Order that requires us to hold Super Earth, but it's not like it's going to actually be attacked by anything. Regardless, with that said, let's check out what High Command had to say about the current Major Order. Here's what they wrote. Following weeks of preparation, Sea forces stand at the brink of liberating the Terminate hive world, Oceone. However, Terminate assaults on Hellmire, the location of Gloom Base Alpha, have been relentless. The planet presents a critical vulnerability to the impending offensive. Its loss mid-liberation would be catastrophic. In light of this, High Command orders the Helldivers to liberate 2 planets neighboring Hellmire, Errata Prime and Astanu. The liberation of these planets would insulate Hellmire from the Terminates, significantly reducing the quantity of attacks upon it. Further, the secure territory would increase the effectiveness of Gloom Base Alpha, further aiding the assault on Oceone. Yeah, all I want to say right here is if we have to hold Hellmire another freaking time, I'm going to go crazy. At this point, can we just turn Hellmire into a wormhole like we did with Meridia? If we can, I would be perfectly fine with it. Okay, besides me wanting to destroy a planet, let's see what we should do first. We have, of course, Astanu and Errata Prime. Currently, Errata Prime has a higher resistance than Astanu because Errata Prime has a resistance set at 1.67, while Astanu has 1.00. So, all in all, it's not a bad Major Order at all, and I think for certain we'll win this one. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Joel ends up forcing an attack on Hellmire from either Astanu or Errata Prime. If you didn't know, if one of the planets is controlled by the enemy, they can send supplies to another planet, which means they can send enemies to the planet in their range. For example, let's say we do not liberate Errata Prime. Then the enemies from that planet can launch an attack on Hellmire. So, yeah. I also know that a majority of you already know about it. However, for Xbox players or new players who are coming in, hopefully that helps out a lot. So, what do I think we should do first? We should attack Errata Prime first. Sure, it has a higher resistance, but we'll be able to get through it quickly, and then we can move on to Astanu right after. If you have any ideas as to what we should do, or if you have any thoughts about what we've just gone over, then feel free to leave a response below in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I try my best to respond to as many comments as possible because we're a community and I appreciate the support from all of you who stop by to watch my videos. On a different note, we have to go over a response from Arrowhead's CEO. There's a Helldiver who basically vented about how things have been toxic lately, saying they pity the dev team and have ditched the main Discord for low sodium chats for the past few weeks, hoping it bounces back soon. This Helldiver blames much of the negativity on poor communication, despite loving the announced surprises like, the blue light in the sky, basically, the Illuminate rumors at the time, since joining last March. But the fact that there's no roadmap, no teasers, it's essentially, it hurts more than helps. This Helldiver also spoke on Warframe devs as a model, how they have consistent updates on future plans, character teases, balance chats, idea polls to foster discussions, and so forth, right? Well, Arrowhead's CEO replied back to this Helldiver, and here's what Shams wrote. Yeah, I agree on the communication, and Warframe is great. I feel we've slowly started to improve in comms cadence with a blog post, a video, soon another patch note video, and another blog post. If we can hit that cadence and keep it up, we'll be a lot better than what we've mustered in the past. Okay, so I have a feeling that after hearing that, most of you, if not all of you, are going to say, well, they need to actually show action instead of just speaking about it. And to be fair, I don't think any of you are wrong to think that way because it's been a crazy year with the devs, unleashing game-breaking bugs, poor performance, and there have also been players who have talked about their PCs breaking or bricking. I personally haven't experienced any PC issues, especially with the game breaking my PC. Anywho, I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on this? Also, what if the next patch plummets, does terribly, and introduces more bugs and issues? Are you going to stick around, or would you just completely quit playing Helldivers 2? Whatever your response is, drop a comment below and let me know. Lastly, we have one more response from Arrowhead CEO. A Helldiver asked if there's another alternative to GameGuard because they essentially said it's useless due to the fact that it doesn't prevent cheaters. CEO Shams Georgiani wrote back to say that they're looking into it and that they're more focused on releasing the upcoming patch this month. After they're done with that, they can then focus on GameGuard, and I'm assuming they'll also focus on several other issues at hand, right? On a related note, we have to talk about this as well because I have no idea if this is true or false. I just cannot remember for the life of me. Anyways, you can see right here, there's a post on the Glitch Unlimited subreddit page where this player wrote, don't know if it was mentioned before in a video, but the supply line from Fenrir 3 to Errata Prime is gone. Was there actually a supply line from Fenrir 3 to Errata Prime? If anyone can recall this specific part of the galactic map, can you please leave a comment below and let me know, because again, I can't recall or remember this part of the galactic map. If this is the case, then that should be something we should worry about, because we know recently that Nival 3 had its supply line cut from Hellmire, and if Fenrir 3 had recently had its supply line cut, then that means Hellmire and Errata Prime will also potentially have their supply line cut. And does that mean that there's going to be a straight cut between those two planets, or the several planets in between? As you can see right here, kind of like a little an example of what I'm talking about. Who knows? But if you have an answer to that, let me know. And also let me know if you have any theories about what's going on here and why there's so many supply lines being cut. Okay, shall we talk about the debuffs? If you haven't seen this already or yet, check out this on the bottom right. We have a new environmental conditions, or aka debuffs, modifiers, whatever you want to call it. Here's what it says. Heavy Gloom Shroud. This planet is completely engulfed by the gloom, severely impeding logistical support. Extraction times are increased by 40 seconds. Eagle rearm time is increased by 30%, and ammo for pickups is reduced by 50%. This right here is insane, and that's a lot of debuffs, considering it's going to affect the extraction times, Eagle rearm, and the pickup for ammos and whatnot, right? Expect that on Astanu, as well as the other planet we have to liberate, and I suspect this will continue onwards. It'll become a trend, essentially, right? There will be more plans just like this that will have the same exact modifiers, you know, the more that the Gloom engulfs a planet, right? So what I recommend is that you use the supply pack stratagem, you use the booster for faster extraction times, and just stay aware of all your surroundings when you're on these planets, because yeah, things can get pretty deadly when those debuffs are active. Lastly, we've got the top comments first from JamieBot that hopes that Arrowhead can get back up on their feet and the game can be in a better state, right? Or a stable state. And I have to agree, I think a lot of us out here can agree with you on that. The second top comment is by Polsky that said, AH not shooting themselves in the foot, any percentage, impossible. Then someone underneath said, no more foot left to shoot. Very interesting there with those comments. And the last and final comment is from Looper that says, yeah, he feels like they gave us a win with the recent Major Order because, you know, the lack of players and everything else that's going on, essentially, right? And maybe so. Who knows? It is Liberty Day coming up, so why would they want us to fail it? I have no idea. And I think you're right. Maybe they did give us a win. With everything being said, hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, consider tapping the thumbs up button, subscribing, turning on notifications, and tapping the hype button. I appreciate everyone from the subscribers, members, and lurkers. It's completely free to subscribe, and it's completely free to comment below, and I'll just try to respond back to you as soon as possible. Thank you again for watching the channel, and I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one.